Welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's Angelo Robles. Special welcome to my members of SFO Continuity. And we have a couple of special guests joining us today as well. So, some brief updates. I'm back from really what's many weeks of travel, beginning effectively about 7 weeks ago in Palm Beach and segueing into New York, meaning New York City, Las Vegas, briefly Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, back to my core home hub in Connecticut, and then out to the Milken Conference and in and around it in LA. So it's been a whirlwind 7 weeks. I learned so much. I met incredible people, which is of most value to me, learning from others. And I'll do a recap probably of Milken and the LA week. I might even do a live later today. Who knows? We'll see if I'm feeling it. But it'll be a lot of fun. And there's so much going on and so many incredible people that I met and so much information to share. So today, of course, I'm going to stay focused on the core meaning of why I'm doing this as a live, primarily for my members, and recording for possible I may make more truncated distribution. And really, it's a preview of my Angelo Robles's Reinvent Your Family Office for an AI Era, an in-person multi-day masterclass that I'm hosting in June that I'll talk about today. And it's up on my website. Go to angelorobles.com, go to AI Family Office, and it's all there. Way better in writing than I could probably do in talking, although I'll give it a shot today and we'll see where it goes. Many of you know I've been incredibly active in the world of exponential technologies and AI and way deeper than just investing, although that's a part of it, but fundamentally in the world of finance and really every industry that's going to be upended. But my focus, of course, is on family offices. Now, don't worry if you're not an ultra high net worth individual or a family office, I still got you covered. This masterclass is absolutely going to be applicable for you in the world of finance, venture capital, technology, legal, accounting. I mean, really, effectively everything. But of course, I'm going to focus it in on what I do, which is really primarily for single family offices. So in a minute or two, I'm going to begin. Because I sometimes could get off track and get a little excited when I'm on camera and talking. I'm going to be a little bit more formal and structured. I do have a couple of show notes. I'll mainly stick to that, but we'll hopefully impart some personality and more warmth and heart. So you know this is not AI. You're going to hear every mispronounced word and mistake. And I think that is going to be interesting moving forward. In a world where we could all look so perfect, sound so perfect, at least on camera, and really so much of it is going to be artificially produced, the opportunity of being authentic, of being imperfect, maybe that's something that we as humans could hold on to and will respect in others moving forward. But I don't want to make this a philosophical discussion on AI. That is upcoming, I promise. And later this week for my members and next week, I have some incredible guests coming on, and not all of it about AI and technology, but often real principles, although some of it, real principles and some of the deepest thinkers about these subjects that I'm going to touch on today. So now that I'll be back in the saddle for at least a couple of weeks, if not months, we're going to get back to doing more digital programming. I'm going to be mainly more based in Connecticut and New York. For my members, I'll be doing some New York City breakfast, lunches, maybe some soirees as we head into the late spring into early summer. It'll be a lot of fun. And then I do have some travels upcoming back to Vegas, to Jackson Hole, to Vienna, although that's technically late summer, early fall. Hopefully Mexico City as well this summer, and a little bit of a shindig that I'm co-partnering with in the Hamptons later this summer in August. So there is a lot going on, but I think we all want to get down to what many of you know that I've been very, very focused on lately. And I feel, at least within the family office world, I am on an island. Now, I'm living through it, I'm implementing it. I'm not just researching and talking about it. And I'm making every mistake you could possibly make and spending money that probably didn't need to be spent. But let me be the guinea pig that I could share in terms of the context of my learning with all of you. So, on that note, and I promised I'd be a little bit more structured, at least until I finish. And some of you that are live could interact and ask questions via what should be the chat feature. And I do want to record this for my members. So I'm going to pull up my special screen. And everyone, I think it is effectively showtime. Let's do it. I mean, I want to. Stories always help. I got to get a little better at that. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where everything that you thought was stable, certainly your investments, your structures for sure, your strategies, and imagine they fundamentally changed. A world where the rules that made your family office successful, suppose they just don't apply anymore. Now, sadly, I'm not talking about some far off hypothetical scenario. I'm talking about a world that honestly, it's already here. An AI driven, certainly geopolitically fragmented, economically volatile world. And we're seeing it play out. And I heard about all this at Milken in LA. So here's a harsh reality. Most family offices, especially actually single family offices, are really not ready for this. And I'm not just saying that to be provocative. I'm saying it because I've spent certainly the last several months, but effectively the last several years immersed in this world and decades immersed in the single family office world, consulting with incredible and often billionaire families, building next generation family office frameworks, and critically analyzing how the most resilient and strategic families are adapting. And you better be able in today's world to be able to understand thinking for yourself, skill acquisition, and the ability to be resilient and adapting, because you're really going to need it. And let me tell you, a lot of them are not just adding a tech tool or shifting a few investments. I mean, we are reimagining how the entire family office ecosystem, the family office functions from top to bottom, because they know that the old models, the conservative structures, the outdated governance frameworks, they simply, at best, don't work as well anymore. So this summer, in-person immersive, I created really Architect or Reinvent Your Family Office for the AI era. Smarter, faster, and sovereign. It's June 23rd and 24th, New York City, and really only 10 families are going to be accepted. It's me and effectively a dream team of instructors. Think AI engineers, machine learners. So 2 days to really begin to transform your family office forever. Build a sovereign AI native command center that sees faster, thinks deeper, and leads smarter before the window closes. And if you're an advisor in the community or one of the other audiences that I mentioned earlier, finance, legal, and accounting, this absolutely applies to you as well. So this summer in New York City, you have the rare opportunity to learn directly in person. Nothing beats in person. From myself and leading minds that are shaping the future of the family office, not just theorists, but principles actively transforming, in my case, and some of them, our own SFOs into sovereign AI family offices. Some of these guests you're going to hear, at least my members, in the next 7 or 10 days digitally on my at family office. So here's the question. Are you ready to evolve your family office into an AI native, strategically resilient powerhouse that not only survives shifts, but leverages them for exponential growth? Because if you're not thinking that way yet, and it may not be too late, you got a little bit of time, but you're already falling behind. And this is why I'm hosting something unlike definitely anything you've ever seen before. My personal Angelo Robles AI family office. And go to angelorobles.com and you can learn more about it and really sign up there. So again, this is not some casual seminar. It's not digital. It really needs to be in person and immersive. It's not a networking event really at all, where you collect business cards and leave inspired for a day. I mean, come on, it's an intensive, immersive, hands-on masterclass, dismantling old models, exposing the risk in current structures, and building a future forward framework and architecting a foundation that transforms your family office into, and I'm trying to find the right words, even among my show notes here, really a next generation strategic engine. So, kind of why am I doing this? Because I've seen too many families over decades getting blindsided. And now with the advent of what's going on around the world in AI, this will only be in greater numbers. You're reacting instead of preparing. They're caught off guard by new threats, AI disruptions, sovereign risk, global instability, where they should have been proactively designing, redesigning their family offices. How about to thrive in this new reality? And if you're honest with yourself, you already know this. Your current, what I would loosely define as your architecture, your structure, it's just not enough. So let me break it down for you. If you're if you think that standing still is safe, you're already losing ground. In something like my in-person masterclass, you'll learn how to build, accelerate, and protect your family's future using private, sovereign AI systems that are simply, again, faster, smarter, and ahead of the curve. One of my catchphrases, you'll be able to do more with less, just being honest, better and faster. You'll walk away, I mean, kind of with a full blueprint, a vetted resource network of who the AI architects are, machine learners, and people that are actually doers like myself and implementing it right now like myself. I'm not just talking about it. And kind of a customized 90-day acceleration plan to stand on your own AI native family office. I could argue you'll be shocked what you could get done with the right people in 3 consecutive days, but we'll save that for the program. So the AI revolution isn't just coming like, hello, it's here. Like in a race against disruption, the slow don't lose politely, they vanish. AA isn't just an upgrade, it's an extinction level event for legacy models. And trust me, stay with me. We got some time left here. This is a story that needs to be told. I'm not theorizing about it, I'm living it. I'm actively converting my own Wyoming based family office structure and really other entities around it like a holdco into a true, not quite there yet, but getting closer, AI family office. Sovereign systems, private compute, agent orchestration. That's a big one. We'll get to that a little more later. First principles. Best practices is overrated. First principles thinking and driven governance. So now for the first time, I'm going to open up that blueprint. The future isn't adapting. I'm going to go with the word it's assembling and fast. The traditional family office was built for, I mean, kind of admin, staffing, reporting, risk mitigation. The AI native family office is built for cognition. It thinks, it learns, it predicts, it executes, and can be autonomous. So I think why your family office needs to be AI native. Most families think of AI as a tool, maybe a fancy algorithm that makes operations smoother or provides predictive analytics. I mean, it does, but that's really just kind of scratching the surface because it's not just a tool, it's an entire paradigm shift. It's about embedded intelligence into every layer of your family office. So I would maybe think about that a little bit more. Imagine that. Imagine an AI driven strategic decision making kind of machine that factors in geopolitical shocks and economic volatility. Real time portfolio optimization based on global data feeds, not outdated models. Uh, Automated risk management that anticipates disruptions, I hope, before they hit your bottom line, and integrating AI and even into your legal structures to ensure compliance as regulations evolve. I mean, effectively at breathneck or breakneck, I should say, speed. So that's part of what I mean by AI native. It's not just using AI, really, it's thinking differently, it's structuring differently. And in some ways, and I'll name some of the tech stack shortly, it's leading differently. It's not just about theory. I will walk you through the exact steps to integrate AI into your family office operations. You'll have access to some of the great AI integration engineer machine learners that I use. I know because some of them will be there as effectively instructors. I mean, I'll walk you through the exact steps to integrate, as will they, of course, AI into your family office operations, definitely from investment strategy, but to governance and risk management, of course. You'll see actual case studies of families who are already leveraging AI to secure their legacy and build a future proof wealth structures. Don't think that things don't change. I know it's off topic. Rome, French Revolution, Russian Revolution, I could go on. You think it's going to last forever? You think power and control lasts forever? They often don't. Even with preparation, you may fall short. The strategic advantage of sovereignty, kind of what I look at in an unstable world. And let's address something else that does relate to what I just said: geopolitical risk. Families used to think that sovereignty is more of a luxury, something maybe for the super paranoid to worry about. Today, come on, it's a necessity. The idea that your assets, your wealth, your legacy are at the mercy of political shifts. I mean, doesn't it scare you if you're a principal? That's unacceptable. So you'll actually learn how to build sovereign, resilient structures that could help greatly to safeguard your wealth, regardless of political outcomes. How to use multi jurisdictional strategies to insulate assets, at least as best you could, from political risk, and how to set up AI driven monitoring systems that alert you to regulatory changes that could affect your holdings. So this is not just theory. These are actionable now. Imagine this 6 months from now, a year from now. It's kind of good enough right now. This isn't just theory. They're actionable, implementable strategies that put in place immediately, everything I've spoken about and much more. So your legacy does matter more than ever. And I want to address something that's critical. And that's why my private community is called SFO continuity. I think a better word actually than legacy is continuity in the family and the family office. There's a dangerous mindset that I see creeping into many family offices focused solely on only wealth preservation. Keeping what you have and playing not to lose is a way to lose long term and does not encourage the right type of thinking by the rising generation. Let me tell you something: in a world that's accelerating, playing not to lose is the surest way. Well, of course, you know what I'm going to say: to lose. Legacy and continuity is not about maintaining the status quo. It's about actively building a foundation that doesn't just survives. It's going to need to adapt. That's why I'm going to show you how to integrate, and you're probably not even thinking about this with AI, but governance models that are not just robust, but flexible. Models that involve next generation, not as passive beneficiaries. You think that's going to work? You protecting them, securing them, that's a way to failure and to fragility. You want them to be more active. I don't love the word stewards, but you get it. So why you can't afford to miss what I'm doing and what we're building here. If you're serious about your family's legacy, if you want to ensure your family office not only preserves, but really grows wealth in the decades to come, you can't afford to miss this masterclass. We're not just discussing abstract concepts here. I hope I made that clear. We're actually building real frameworks. We're creating tailored action plans. I mean, every family's different, but that you could implement effectively from day one. And I'm not holding back. You'll get the full roadmap, which admittingly does adapt as new information comes in. I'm a poker player. You adapt to the conditions and as new information comes in. So everything from building AI native systems to integrating risk management to leveraging sovereign strategies really for, let's go with the word true protection. So ask yourself right now, ask these questions internally. Am I prepared to lead my family through the next decade? Be honest. Am I actively building a family office that thrives on change, or one, like most, that crumbles under pressure? I mean, if you want to answer these questions confidently, if you're ready to transform your family office into a next generation resilient powerhouse, then yes, like you need what I could offer in terms of this masterclass. And now is the time. Limited spots, definitely the only one I'm doing this summer. Reserve your spot now. Be decisive. Don't wait. The future won't pause. Yeah, like what's the words I'm looking for? And I got a lot more, everyone. Just relax. The future won't pause for you to catch up. I mean, sometimes I still feel I have to mention, like, who would this be for? The experience is designed for those who, deeper than just the single family office, but that's my anchor, who want to shape the future of wealth, intelligence, and legacy inside of incredible families and family offices. So, of course, it's for wealth creators and principals. Obviously, and probably the ones that would most get it from a technological perspective and most being fluid and native with technologies would be a younger, rising generation family members. They're not just inheriting wealth, but the responsibility to lead in what's going to be a machine-driven world. And they know that yesterday's playbooks won't survive tomorrow. Obviously, it's also for family office executives and key decision makers, CEO, CIO, C-level, but even below C-level. You also want to have a job, don't you, in the decades to come? You don't think being AI savvy and native and understanding fluidly how to build and integrate this and work with it, it's going to make you a powerhouse. And like I did state earlier, do not underestimate strategic advisors to the family office community, investment advisors, attorneys, accountants, consultants, technologists, etc. You would all benefit from this. And we're going to get to some of the nuances of it in cost relatively shortly. And of course, at the end of the day, you get what you paid for. So I think among the reasons, say there's several, but among the reasons why this masterclass is unlike anything you've experienced and why I do go hands-on and my team. And I'll give you a little bit of context from even a tech stack perspective now. So one, many of you have heard me say, why aren't you out there? It's only a couple of $1,000s pre-ordering to when it comes out, the NVIDIA DGX Spark on 3 main computer platforms. Dell would be the one most of you are most familiar with. Oh, it looks like the interface may be a little complex, but we could work with it. Come on, you could do it. I'd have a fully loaded Apple MacBook 4, the Mac Pro. I'd have it 16-inch. I'd have it blown up to 120 gigabytes because you're going to need it. I'd run things like private Olama, so you could run open source LLMs locally, not in the cloud. Don't trust others and don't keep on training the system to help everyone. So for now, like Llama 3, Mistral, DeepSeek are some examples of true open source with no cloud risk. I think Anthropic's Claude model for fine tuning your data, your thinking is really good. They're probably its strength. Anthropic's Claude is going to be advanced reasoning. Claude models are probably best in class for understanding long, complex, nuanced documents. I could go way deeper, and my team will at the event. I would definitely get Notion and I would turbocharge it with a really good AI integration engineer, internal standard operating procedures, org charts, investment records. Notion is so underrated if you could customize it. The key is building your own AI workforce, really agents, autonomous intelligence networks. Learn how to design, and with the right people, you could hire externally as a consultant. Again, maybe a good 3-day weekend may get it done. How to design and customize your own sovereign AI agents. They don't just assist, but autonomously. Like, do you get it? They research, they synthesize, they analyze, they act within, depending how you set it up, ethical and strategic parameters that you define. No, they're not black box cloud assistants. And it may not be something as simple as Crew or Mantis or one of the other platforms. They may need to be customized, but these are private, family tuned cognitive engines. But you got to move from isolated AI agents to more orchestration in the intelligence network. I would look at things like Microsoft's AutoGen that some of you have heard me talk about, that orchestrates agents to think, to even debate, prioritize, and decide, and 24/7. They never get sick or cause inter-office politics. How about Google's ADK, the Agent Developmental Kit, that secures and deploys your agents to like act, report, and control across your family office's private infrastructure without needing the cloud and sharing it and helping train the systems. There's so much integration using APIs, what I'm doing in Crunchbase and PitchBook, in private deals, in coordination with Velvet for understanding my private investments. There's so much you could do with this. The future SFO isn't staffed per se, it's architected. The future family office isn't about hiring more people. I'm sorry. It's about building smarter systems. Your edge won't come from adding more analysts. I don't care if you're a $100 billion family or more assistants, more systems, which add to greater bureaucracy. It will come from strategically deploying the right people, AI integration engineers included, maybe AI builders and machine learning strategists, the architects who design, train, and optimize your sovereign AI and AI agent network. And it's really not that hard. You need these engineers to really, and yes, I admit you're going to need them, at least for a short time, to connect your systems, if I could use that word, into more of a thinking organism. Builders who customize your agents to your family's philosophy, and strategists who turn the machine learning into an asymmetric advantage. Like, don't you see the value and importance in this? The family office of the future won't just manage wealth, it will engineer intelligence. Again, it will engineer intelligence, and the right builders make it possible, which is why the importance, even if it's outsourcing, like I've done, of AI integration engineers, what I call AI builders and machine learners. This is about your family, your legacy, your continuity, and your future. You need to get an edge. Family offices are slow moving. It's going to be, they are going to be rocked and flipped upside down in the coming years. Don't be that. Don't. Let's build something that lasts. Again, the architect or reinvent your family office for an AI era, smarter, faster, and a word I love, sovereign. June 23rd and 24th in New York City, only for 10 families, in-person, interactive. 2 days to transform your family office forever and build that sovereign AI native command center that sees faster, thinks deeper, and leads smarter, kind of before the window closes, or maybe everyone's doing it. And even then, maybe the asymmetric edge in investing goes down. It still is going to be so valuable for so many other purposes. So reach out today. Many of you could DM me. You could simply Obviously, members just reach out or email me, Angelo at angelorobles.com. And very simply, the AI Family Office is up on my core tabs on my website, angelorobles.com. Again, angelorobles.com. And you can learn about it and sign up there. Now, I do have to rent a facility, have to bring in, you don't want just me. I want to bring in incredible people, maybe one or two of them digitally, but I want the others to be there in person, to you to immerse with them, for they to be incredible educators and maybe actually start to build and the basics of it right there. And for me to do that, you expect these talented people to work for free? Of course not. And I'm a capitalist. I want to make money too. I never hide around that. So the pricing for this is 15,000. Again, 15,000. I'll probably do this 2 or 3 times a year. This is definitely it for the summer. No, it is not too early. This is your time to get an early mover advantage. I mean, I've spent sometimes 25 to 40K just going to events, a little bit like the one I came back from at Milken, and what I've done in SALT and other forums and programs before. And I think this will be more impactful than anything. Now, sure, if you're going there to meet people and sell, then this is not for you. This is for you to build and architect internally something incredible that you know at the bottom of your heart, whether you've studied this or not, you know this train ain't stopping. It's not. Look at the need for energy. Look at the advent of how the technology is rapidly improving. When you factor everything in by multiple times per year, how we're going to hit AGI, then artificial superintelligence. Let's save the societal challenges and problems for a different day. I do cover those, I promise, and I know they may to some look dire. When you hear a terminology, this is still hard for me to believe, but let's assume it's partially true. Within 20 years, we could go to bed and wake up 8 hours later as if anyone gets 8 hours sleep. But let's run with that. And have, I heard this said by someone, have 20,000 years of technological progress in 1 8-hour sleep. And that could be within our lifetime. I'm not even getting into issues in biotech and longevity. The whole thing about wealth transfer may never happen. Suppose we live for decades and decades longer. What is it going to do in the world and population? The impact of AI. This is deep things. I'm a historian and a philosopher at heart. Of course, I think about these things and I try to be positive, and sometimes it's very hard. But to ignore this, to put your head in the sand, to be ignorant to it is just foolish. You have a chance now as a family, a rising generation family member, an advisor in the family to help secure job security with your knowledge and your capabilities. And those of you that service the community, and all of you to build up wealth and resources and protection now before this arguably in 10 plus years gets, well, interesting. So for my members, I love you all. But again, I did note the price is 15,000. So here's what I'll do for members is I'll minus the price of your membership from the 15K. So most of you are at $10,000. So effectively, that gets credited to the cost of this in-person masterclass in June. And really, the true net cost is only $5,000. Again, I have to bring incredible people in. I have to rent a facility. There's food. Can I have a little bit of profitability margin? And trust me, relatively very little here. And I'm doing this. This is also a labor of love for me. Things that I love to orchestrate, love to organize, and love to showcase what I'm doing in my experiences and the mistakes that I made in doing this, I hope, on your behalf, and the lessons learned. So if this is something that for many of you is of interest, and I'll just be honest, I think I'm pretty damn fluid with this. I think I'm really good at being a future forward thinker in the community and then actually doing it and implement it myself, not just talking about it. And many of you are interested from the investing perspective. And when I talk about what I'm doing in public and private markets, and I interview other great investors, you all love that. But when I talk about the deeper perspective of AI, of implementing it within your structures, your business, and your family office, I don't know if it's more than 1% of you at the moment are interested. We all know those numbers will exponentially grow. So the 0.75 in a year is then 2%, and maybe that exponentially grows, what, 4, 8, 16? Sure. I mean, you may want to be patient and wait this out. And I think you're going to be missing out for relatively a modicum amount of money, no matter practically what industry you're in. The advantage that I'm going to give you, and effectively what I call my dream team, is going to be absolutely 100% unparalleled. Are you getting this anywhere else in the family office world? They're not even talking about it, let alone actively doing it and bringing in the right resources and living through it like I am. So it's a choice that you'll have to make. Most of you will procrastinate, will be somewhat honestly ignorant to it, and simply just want to be afraid of it and push it out. What will sound like 6 months becomes a year, becomes 2 years. You have to learn how to be decisive and take action. And I know that I'm here to help you with this. So, everyone, I'm Angelo Robles. You can reach out to me anytime. Of course, my members effectively get me 24/7 and special access. And I'm helping them here in this masterclass with a special opportunity. If you can read between the lines, hello, it makes all the sense in the world because the math works out the same. Plus, you get membership if you're qualified to join my membership community, to go to angelorobles.com, to be a part of SFO Continuity, our march towards 100 incredible families and members. And then effectively, it'll be that cost of membership minus, from the core 15,000, making really this masterclass just a couple of $1,000s. And I have incredible families. LA was incredibly valuable, met some awesome families. 2 of them already moved forward. My time in Palm Beach, in Las Vegas, in Jackson Hole, there's never been a better time for me in terms of what I'm building other than the last 5 or 6 weeks. And I'm hungry. I want more. I want more because I think there's a certain magic, not just to the number of 100, but the collective wisdom and peer-to-peer connectivity of all the programs and things that I'm doing and hosting, and you meeting incredible people beyond me and some select thought leaders and my proprietary content that's off the grid. Today I made more open, but the masterclass itself, I mean, you got to jump in and be a part of it. So it's your call. You'll decide. And again, the vast majority of you, be careful of mediocrity. As humans, we all tend to procrastinate to let's wait a little longer. It's a little early. Angelo's embellishing this, or maybe he's right 10 years from now. No, if my timeline is off, it's slightly off. This is all happening at the moment, and I'm living through it. I'm seeing it. So go to angelorobles.com, learn more, jump in, join, stop hesitating, be a part of it. And this summer, besides this masterclass, man, I am all on it. Breakfast, lunches, soirees, a little shindig we're doing late August in the Hamptons, segueing even in September with a more larger scale program in New York City, then Vienna, then Miami, then Palm Beach again. And in between are probably again Las Vegas and LA. There is so much going on. And I have to do a little bit of something this summer, even if it's modest, in, of course, Greenwich, Connecticut. So always got to show love to the backyard, or at least what was my more formal backyard for many years. And I may go contrarian. I'm really kicking the tire on renting a beautiful suite in Palm Beach this summer. You're not supposed to do that. And doing a little something there that's going to be incredible from a content perspective and peer for my members. So I am busy, I am active, and we have an incredible network. Join. Go to angelorobles.com. Everyone, thank you so much. Have a great day. And if we don't connect, have a wonderful heading into the weekend. And we're almost there to the unofficial start of a beautiful time of year, the summer. Everyone, enjoy.